Spending billions of dollars to build the most impenetrable fortress in human history, only to watch your enemy drive around it in a matter of days, this was not just a mistake, but one of the most humiliating military blunders in modern history. After the devastation of World War I, France was left deeply scarred. Millions were dead, entire regions were destroyed, and the nation was overwhelmed by one powerful fear: it must never happen again. Determined to prevent another invasion at any cost, French military leaders decided to build the ultimate defensive system, something so advanced, so strong, that no enemy could ever break through it. This vision became the Maginot Line, a massive network of underground bunkers, reinforced concrete fortresses, rotating gun turrets, and hidden rail systems stretching for hundreds of miles along the German border. It was not just a wall, it was an engineering masterpiece. Deep beneath the surface were entire living quarters for soldiers, fully equipped and designed to withstand prolonged attacks. To the French generals, this was perfection, the ultimate shield that guaranteed their safety. Confidence quickly turned into arrogance. The generals believed the Maginot Line was completely invincible. In their minds, no army on earth could ever break through such a sophisticated defense, and for a brief moment, France felt secure again. But that sense of security hid a dangerous psychological trap. While they focused all their resources on building the perfect defense, they failed to consider a simple reality: the enemy would not necessarily attack the way they expected. The French military became trapped in rigid thinking. They assumed that Germany would launch a direct frontal assault, just as it had done in the past. Every decision they made was based on that assumption. As a result, they fortified their defenses heavily along the expected front line, but overlooked a critical weakness. The Ardennes forest, a dense and rugged region filled with thick trees and steep hills, was left largely undefended. French commanders believed that the terrain was too difficult for modern tanks and heavy artillery to pass through. To them, it was a natural barrier, an area that simply did not need protection. That assumption would prove catastrophic. In May 1940, Germany launched its invasion, but not in the way the French had predicted. Instead of attacking the Maginot Line directly, they executed a bold and unexpected strategy. German forces moved rapidly through the Ardennes forest, pushing armored divisions through terrain that was believed to be impassable. Within a short time, they had completely bypassed the Maginot Line. The massive fortress, built at enormous cost, was rendered useless without facing a direct assault. German troops poured into the unprotected French countryside, advancing with speed and precision that caught the entire nation off guard. The French defenses began to collapse. Communication broke down, panic spread, and strategic coordination failed. The army was unprepared for this type of attack, and there was no time to recover. In just a few weeks, German forces reached Paris. The capital fell, and France was forced into surrender. The most advanced defensive system in the world had failed, not because it was weak, but because it had been built on the wrong assumptions. The Maginot Line stands today as a powerful lesson in strategic failure. It was not a lack of intelligence or resources that led to defeat, but a dangerous reliance on outdated thinking. The French had created a perfect solution to a problem that no longer existed. In the end, their greatest strength became their greatest weakness. The fortress that was meant to protect them turned into a symbol of misplaced confidence and rigid thinking. This story reveals a deeper truth. The greatest danger is not always the threat you can see, but the assumptions you refuse to question. And if you think this was history's most shocking self-inflicted disaster, the next story will prove otherwise. A brilliant engineer once invested everything into building a canal that could reshape global trade, only to watch his entire dream collapse because he applied the wrong idea to the wrong environment. If this story made you rethink how failure really happens, make sure to subscribe and stay with us, because the next story will challenge everything you think you know. Think about that.